Tag, everyone. We are at the Opeongo Access point. We got here last night at, I think it was like 3:45 maybe. We slept for a couple hours, woke up at 20 after 7. We're ready to start our week-long trip into the interior of Algonquin Park.
This has got to be one of the latest, earliest starts we've, so we haven't slept tonight. We decided to stay and watch the Leaf game, which was awesome. Big comeback, overtime win, but it meant we left Belleville quite early. So we're driving up to Opeongo for our trip, so we decided to stop in at Shaw Lake to do a food drop, and then we are on our way to sleep in the Opeongo Lake Access Point parking lot. So wish us luck. We're about to do the food drop, so when we come back through here 5 days from now, we'll try and go find this food, and if not, we are going to be fasting. Intermittent fasting. What do you think, Ray?
It'll be fun.
Yeah, we'll be fine. And obviously, it's not just a food drop, it'll be a booze drop as well.
Always being down for a pint of wild blueberries. So, just to prove my point, got some wild blueberries for first thing in the morning. I think they are wild too, because I bought them from a farmer's market. So
that's not wild.
No. I mean, I think they said wild blueberries, not like farmed. Like they probably went out and picked them. Well, they look pretty big, so delicious.
It's a nice, calm morning. It's quite hot. 25 degrees, I think, is what it's calling for today. And we're just at the water taxi booth. I think we have to go down a little farther, but so we're taking the water taxi today all the way up to the northwest end of Opeongo, to the portage into Proul Lake, to start our cabin adventure, the McKaskill Lake Loop.
And with that, we are now alone. 7 days, 6 nights. We're at the Proul Lake, Opeongo side of the Proul Lake portage. I don't think it's super hard. It's long enough to really wake you up in the morning. But yeah, so the water taxi was good. Nice guy. It was Matt, I believe. Nice guy.
You just asked him 3 times.
I know. His name was Matt. Nice guy. I think his dad owns the place, and great guy, knows a lot about the area, so I would recommend. Okay, so we're on the Proul Lake portage. It's a highway, relatively flat, really wide. You could use a like a canoe cart quite easily. There is a section where you can go to the left, and I think you just paddle across a little pond, and then you can get back out again. We elected to go to the right and just walk around it. There's a group ahead of us, so we're trying to pass them because they're also going to Big Crow, and we're trying to get the one of the nice beach campsites on Big Crow. Oh, she just fell down. I have to try and help her up. So we're approaching the end of the Proul Lake portage. There's only really one fairly steep section right at the beginning at Opeongo. I think even before it splits. After that, it's downhill perceivably, and it's quite wide, like 7.5 feet, and flat, like the footing's great. So nice way to start the trip. One portage is down, bags are at their heaviest. It's fairly early in the morning, so it's a interesting way to wake up, but yeah, I can see the end of the portage now. We're doing it. I passed through this way, I believe it was the summer of 2015, on a 8-day trip out of Cedar. And we never went into Pool Lake, but we crossed into the Crow River just north of here. And I really like this section of the park. Really like the Crow River. So I've been excited to get back here. And Lavieille is probably one of my favorite lakes in all the park. So tomorrow when we're stopping there, I'll be one happy dude. So we've been blessed. It's a gorgeous day. Very calm lakes. So we're just on Pool Lake now, and we're just going to be hanging around this corner on the left-hand side into the Crow River. And I love the Crow River, so I'm excited. We're going to pass by the section, or the portage. I believe it's from Red Rock into the Crow River, and it was like a 3K portage. And I remember in August of 2015, it was the biggest trip I had ever done to that point. And me and 3 other guys did that portage. And I just remember being very relieved when we saw the Crow River. It was, at the time, it was quite the accomplishment. So, a little bit of nostalgia on this trip for me. Can't wait to go see everything again and just quietly paddle and think back to those good days.
Like, this is perfect weather. A little bit of breeze now. Portage downstream. We can get the beach. Chill, have a sidey. Yeah. That first portage was tough for the first, 50 meters? Yeah, I guess it was a little bit longer than that it was still kind of uphill. But that first hill, I was like, oh, my legs are not ready for this with that full bag of food. The worst for me with that food is because of the height of my legs. When I'm going uphill, I can't fully bend my knee. Yeah.
10 after 11, we have made it to Little Crow Lake. We weren't pushing too hard. We're with the current, but we didn't take many breaks. Just a nice leisurely paddle down the creek. But this is a nice little lake. We're not on it very long. We're just coming in here and hanging the corner into Big Crow, but this is a nice lake. Fishing's half decent. Nice section of the park. What do you think? How was Crow River?
I loved it.
Definitely one of my favorite parts of the park. We've got one group behind us. We just passed one guy going solo, and then a family with a solo dad and 2 kids and mom. But so it's busy time of year, gorgeous weather. So for the first couple days and probably the last couple days on this trip, we're gonna see some people. But probably starting tomorrow, we're gonna get a little deeper and find the solitude we're looking for. So we should be getting in, 12:30. Try and get one of the beach sites and set up and enjoy our day. I'm excited. We're doing a day trip to the White Pines Trail today. So it's some old growth protected forest, so that'll be nice. And then tonight, I think the plan is grab some Lagavulin and go up to the top of the fire tower and do some time lapse and watch the sunset. Gorgeous day, not very cloudy, so the sunset should be pretty spectacular tonight. So those 20 to 12, you're looking at the cliffs on Big Crow. I love this lake. Big Crow Lake. We're headed down in this direction. There are a couple beach campsites. Hopefully one of them is unoccupied. But it's just a gorgeous lake. Down over on this side here, there's another awesome beach. It is a bit of a through lake. You get quite a bit of traffic swinging this corner down in the Crow, but which isn't a bad thing, but it's just a really nice spot. It's fairly easy to get to, and it's gorgeous. Can't wait to climb the hill tonight and get an even better vantage point. 10 after 12, and we are at, in my humble opinion, one of the best campsites on this lake. So it's a nice sandy beach, and you can walk pretty far out, 30-40 feet, and you're only in like knee-deep water. And it's just a great site. The fire pit is substantial, lots of seating space. We bring chairs, but you definitely don't need them at this campsite. It's not very level though, which is irrelevant for us hammock camping, but it's nice and wide open.
Yeah, that's perfect size.
Yeah, lots of sitting room.
Yeah, I'm not even going to use my stool tonight. This will be more comfortable than my stool.
Yeah, so back in this direction there's some nice spots for hammocks. Haven't quite found the Thunderbox yet, but it's just a gradual hill. Pretty open, you'll get some sun. And you should get to see the sunrise. And for your entertainment, somebody has left a game of cornhole. So I'm sure we'll get into the cider and start playing some cornhole at some point. Okay, so it's 3 o'clock. A little later than we were hoping. We just got back from a swim. We're about to head over into the Crow River. We're going to head over to the White Pines Trail. I think it'll only take a couple hours, and then we'll come back and have some supper, but I'm pretty excited. We'll take the camera. These trees are protected from logging, and they are quite old, and just the sheer size of them. You don't see trees like these often. So
we're on a trail right now, which is an old growth protected pine forest. So we have not reached, no, I don't even know how you know when you're at the destination. I'm assuming you see some big pines and you know you're there. But when you first go in, there is a very steep incline. It's not too bad because you don't have any gear with you, but I don't know what I'm talking about now, but whew, still a good workout. This is going to be chicken pot pie. That looks to be about a third. Yourself. Voila. A chicken pot pie. We are going to be leaving in a second to go to the fire tower, the old fire tower.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a yes. Unfortunately, one of our partners is passed out on a log. It was awesome when he was falling asleep on that log, though. He's just doing this slow head tilt. Oh, back up. Slow head tilt. Finally, he crumbled. So you got a little taste of that earlier. I tried to wake him up by banging on the log, but he just made some grumbly noises and right back to sleep. How are we gonna wake him up?
Crack a sidey.
Ooh, cracking a sidey. Yeah, that'll probably get him up pretty quick.
Okay, so we just went out to see the Big Crow Lake cabin, and then we decided to walk down the trail. So once you're at the cabin, go to the left of the cabin, right along the shoreline, walk in about 100 yards, and you'll find this spring. I brought my bottle so I can scoop some fresh spring water. Alright, so we're at the Big Crow Lake cabin. It seems to be very similar to the Birch Cliff cabin. Oh, apparently you can rent it. I didn't think you could rent it. I thought it was still in operation. Yeah, very similar to Birch Cliff cabin, but this one has a different layout for the kitchen. Same goofy style wood stove with the non-flat top. Actually seems to be in fairly rough shape comparatively. So 2 rooms, 2 bunks, identical to what we stayed at with Birch Cliff. Alright, so we're on the trail to the fire tower lookout. Follow the trail behind the cabin, straight past the outhouse, and straight up the hill. So right behind the fire tower is another trail. And that is one spectacular view.
Oh yeah, you can see all the way where we came in. Yeah,
That is awesome.
looks like a cloud like blocking the sun.
Just walking back now from the fire tower trail. Stayed up there. The sunset never really did happen. And, well, the sun set, but we didn't really see much. But we listened to a comedy special, had some sideys, and just enjoyed the view. It was worth the hike, but we didn't get the time lapse we were looking for. But what do you do? Anyway, we're trying to work our way back down to the ranger cabin, and I don't think there's much of a moon right now, so it's quite dark in the woods here. So we're gonna try and not hurt ourselves on the way down.
7:26. Did we talk about the fact that we're sleeping in our cars? Evan thinks that Elon Musk made some sort of satellite that Starlink satellite that looks like a UFO. Pretty sure we saw a UFO.
That's the only logical explanation.
At 3:30 in the morning, it was the only logical explanation. With all the what the heck do they call them? What are those little things that you can control yourself now?
Drones?
Drones. With all the drones and stuff they have now, there must be UFO sightings out the ass. Out the butt. I love blueberries, but that's actually what my confession is about. In my earlier video, I stated that I purchased blueberries from a farmer's market, when in fact my girlfriend purchased blueberries from a farmer's market. And I just want to make that confession so that if she sees this video, I don't get in for saying that. I don't get in trouble for saying that I purchased them when I, in fact, did not purchase them. Maybe I wouldn't get in trouble. I don't know. I would just picture like, what? I purchased those blueberries. Her voice doesn't sound like that. Cut that out.
Hey, your Kevin Callan face.
Kevin Callan, friend of the channel.
Yep. Subscriber. Kevin, you want to go on a camping trip sometime? Hit the boys from Single Malt and Maps up. We'd love to go camping with you. I'd love to have somebody in the front of the boat to help drive the engine here.
I would too. Bunch of dum-dums.
A welcome to Nature Watch with Ryan. Here we see the predator, Evan Bryden, gently hunting his stock, Richard, waiting and waiting for the opportune moment to strike. Richard does not know it yet, but Evan is sizing him up, waiting for the purpose moment for him to get speared and dropped into the lake.
And
Hiking to the top.
enjoy the sunset with another group that just arrived as well.
Be great.
Yeah.
This is a test to see if the GoPro turns off when I tell it to stop. Or to see if it even stops. GoPro stop.